So dragons are resembling nature. They are, every dragon god you can say resembles one element in nature. And so dragon gods are also very close to nature in itself, very close to what nature actually is. Nature, the creation of all life. That is what dragons are. Dragons represent that, and that is why I actually wonder myself why every plant that I put on my dragon altar dies immediately. I was trying all the time to put some plants or nature or leaves or anything else like that on my dragon altar, but everything immediately died, and I wondered myself, how come? Because dragons are so close to nature. Shouldn't I mean, let it be alive or something like this? Because, like, yeah, like back in the day, when the dragon gods were adored, when the dragon gods were worshipped in high numbers, when humanity was still young, even to this day it was still written how people actually bowed down before the dragon gods. Even though the dragon gods never asked this, the dragon gods were adored and worshipped. But they were adored and worshipped as the embodiments of nature, as the embodiments of what they could. They were very wise, and even that is still written inside of ancient scrolls, that they said, a lot of people from back in the day, that the dragons were wise, or the wisest of the wisest beings, great teachers for humanity, and great teachers for about what is about to come, for how they will evolve. And also that they are the embodiments of nature, and also the dragon gods, the embodiments of the dragon. I mean, the natural elements, the creators, of course. That I was actually wondering myself. I was really like, oh, how does everything that I put on my dragon altar dies? Because everything that you see here, it's plastic. The leaves, the veins, the vines, the leaves, everything, it's plastic now, because not even a cactus can survive on it. And then I wondered myself, I was like, how is this possible? I mean, dragons are nature, no? So yeah, but then there was something that I remember of what my mentor said, my dragon witch or mentor said. She said something like, dragons don't like to be inside of a closed room. Dragons, not even the image of a dragon, shouldn't be actually in a closed room, because that is not what they want. They are like separated from what nature is. Then dragons can never be separated from nature, not even from the outside. If you put them inside of your bedroom, they might not even like it. But I said to my mentor, I have no choice. The only places that I can worship the dragon fully is my bedroom, or maybe the forest that I go. Of course, there is a lot of nature inside of the forest, but I cannot go every day. Sometimes I want to worship the dragon just before I go to work, or just before I go to sleep. And just before I go to sleep, of course, this has to be in a bedroom. And she said, that is all right, the dragon will fit in, but you have to know that the dragon is a creature of nature, a being of nature, and loves the outside. If you put them away from the outside, they might not even like it. And if you put something from the outside in it, then it can be that it dies. And I I I failed to write it on my book of Dragon Shadows, and that is, how important it is to write something down in your empty book of Dragon Shadows, because that was something that I could use, information that I could use, and the reason why everything of nature dies on my dragon altar is because the dragon is actually separated from nature, and also far away from the forest. I read something from now. Actually, it reminded me of this. From ancient dragon gods, and also very well known dragons, Slavic dragons that used to be worshipped over there. Slavic dragons. Of course, now they are very much demonized, and they say they are like beasts. But back in the day, thousands and thousands of years ago, they actually bowed down before the dragon. There is even a dragon god, a Slavic dragon god, which name I forgot. Sorry. Um, But inside of scriptures, it said that the ancient Slavic dragon god was actually the one that kept guard on heavenly uh, places, like heavenly uh, sacred places, like caves, like rivers, like seasides, like like the forest in itself. It was all protected and guarded by the dragon god. And so that is also what happens now. Every dragon god and every dragon in itself is so darn close to nature. They are the embodiments of nature now. And that is the reason why the dragon doesn't die. Just as the same thing as nature. Nature is not easily to be killed, and so as well as the dragons. Of course, humans, the problem of humans is that they always want to be better than nature, always want to improve nature, and always want to be on top of nature. And so every single being, a creature, like for example, the bullfights in Spain, they always want to prove themselves that they are better than the bull, even though with the large horns. They said, that is a threat, I want to be better than that. And that is also with nature in itself. They wanted to be better than nature. Back in the day, thousands of years ago, humanity was at the, you know, at the mercy of the ones that are before them. Dragons were so wise and long, long before humanity they come. Of course, whenever the dragon taught humanity how to live, the more that they evolved and the more that they said to themselves, we can actually beat the dragon. We can actually beat all of them. We can beat nature. We can be the ruler of the earth. And that is what I really don't like about humanity. They always want to be on top instead of to listen, instead of to follow a being that is far more wiser than you. Now the dragon is much more demonized because they want us to stay away from them. But back in the day, we learned from them. We were taught by the dragon. And now we have to realize as a human being that we don't always have to stand up on top of everything or everyone. I mean that animals don't want to fight us. That nature made us. It's not a god in the sky that made us, but it's nature that made us. And inside of nature, there is that God you are searching for. Inside of the elements of nature, not further than that. Without any element of nature, we would die. And not in a god in the sky, but here on earth, in nature in itself. Tiamat, that I find in every leaf, in every real leaf, in everything that nature has. I can find the dragon goddess every single where. And of course, I don't like it that I cannot show it to humans. I cannot let them feel it. It's something, it's like a gift to feel the truth, actually. A gift to feel the truth that actually nature is the one that has taught us. Nature is the one filled with portals. And nature is the one that created life. And so is the dragon goddess. You know, they are heavenly, the god, I mean, the protectors and guiders and everything. Like, how can humanity not see it? And I was really wondering myself, how is a being like a dragon altar also, a dragon altar is so much. I mean, look at this. It's all filled with green. It's all filled with also the flowers and I mean everything that nature has to offer. I try to put it here, but every time when I put something of real nature inside of it, it died. And then years ago, many years ago, in the beginning of my path, my mentor said that is normal. That is normal that it will die because the dragon is actually a bit annoyed that it cannot go outside. It's actually attached from the outside world, and he wants to be in the outside world. But every time when you go away, the dragon will go away with you. The dragon is only there because you are there. You are inside of that bedroom. And once you go out for work, for example, then the dragon will always be there. The dragon will be there, but of course, in the meantime, you have to stay here to sleep, of course, and to be separated from nature and to be separated from the outside. And that is what the dragon really doesn't like. The dragon doesn't like to be somewhere inside. Of course, a cave, but a cave is actually open. A cave, you can always go away from this cave. Here, this human house, this is closed. And this is what the dragon doesn't like very much. A dragon wants to be outside, always outside. And whenever you are inside, then the dragon sees no actually a choice than to follow you. And it can be that your dragon will just sit down on your bed just to sleep alongside with you, so that it can be faster. Once you awaken, then you go outside of it. That is what my mentor said. My mentor said, and I can feel this very much, this claustrophobic energy that the dragon has once they are inside of inside of a chamber. Of course, what you can do, open up the windows, open up your door, because that is what the dragon wants, not to be separated from the outside. Outside there is nature, here on the inside there is not much, and that is what my dragon actually does. I mean, the dragon, I tried to put the forest on this dragon altar, but I failed every single time. Everything dies. This altar has so much energy. I mean, if you put one plant or for one day on this altar, it dies immediately. But if you put a dragon altar on the outside, for example, in your garden, in your garden, if you put there a dragon altar, then now that is day and night difference, because there you are not separated from nature.